Beltran.
Okay.
BEL.
All right, these are digital video notes for Mrs. Beltran. Just wanted to go over a couple things in this video for the customer. The first thing to start with is a vaulted ceiling. This ceiling starts at 8 feet, vaults to 12 feet in the center, has exposed beams. We've done this kitchen about 6 different times. Heather's done this kitchen at least 3 times. This is real standard over here in the Peregrine Mills area. So look right here, we've got the sink, window, all that's going to stay the same. Maybe there's going to be a change here. Customer have been talking about taking the refrigerator because it's so tight and it barely fits in here out of this corner, leaving the return wall on the right hand side and possibly putting it on this wall with pantries on both sides, or putting it on this wall with a wall cabinet and a base, and then putting the pantry on this corner. But there's several options here. She would like to kind of just explore those with you, get creative and see. Biggest thing I got to make sure you realize is this is an entrance into a room here, and this is an entrance in. So these two areas, where these two areas come together, this point to this point is supposed to be more than 3 feet wide. Right now, it's borderline 34 inches is all it is. So this is not wide enough to be compliant with ADA compliance. Now, there's not going to be any footprint in the floor. The floor tile, the customer's taking all that out. They're doing on their own tear out of all their cabinets. The peninsula that you see here behind you, right now, the peninsula is about 3 inches longer than it needs to be. If you look, the space from the from the wall to the end is only 33 inches wide. Right now, the peninsula is about 72 inches long. So probably want to make sure this is around 69 inches long max to have room to get this fridge out if you decide to leave the refrigerator in this position. Again, no footprint, nothing there to have to worry about on those. Measurements I've given you are from the door trim there, the telephone jack there, all the way to this door trim. But right now, the measurements I've given you to the end of this is 92 inches. From here to the door trim is 92 inches. That's the existing space. So as far as the cabinets go, somewhere in that range is where they're wanting to go back with the kitchen. Now over here on this side, one other thing to note, you got a telephone jack here next to this door. That telephone jack's about 6 inches of space, but this one here is for sure. You got double switches. Right here, there's about 6 3/4 inches worth of space. So on this wall, there's 93 inches of base cabinet and wall cabinet max. The center line of the 220 for the cooktop, this is a single circuit. 220 is right at 51 inches from the right hand corner. If you do 51 inches, the receptacle that's there won't have a problem as far as being behind the stove. There is no dishwasher now that she's using. She's stuck underneath the oven over here. So she said that she didn't want one. If we move the refrigerator, she thought maybe about putting a base 24 here in case a dishwasher is something they want to do later. That way you just pull one cabinet out and you've got a 24-inch space for a dishwasher if it's a thing that someone wants in the future. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. If you have other questions for me, give me a call. I'll have this in IMS later today. The number to reach me is 423-650-1051. Thanks.